Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Manchester United Agenda. It is October the 15th, and I'm joined by three of the loveliest people possible tonight. I've got Yabba, I've got Santa Claus, and we've got Andrew's brother, Tyrone, in the car. We'll save the best for last. Yabba, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We've missed you, bath time. We haven't seen you for a long time on screen. I hope everything's going well with you. And welcome back. And I know, you said it's funny. I was telling the two guys below me, but we're just chatting backstage. And bath time said to me, I said, "Oh, yeah, how have you been? Blah, 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 as you do, catching up." And he said, "Oh, I'm not here next Friday." I mean, well, you haven't been here for the last few days. And apparently, he's going out to a play or something like that. And I want to, when you go to Tyrone, I want Tyrone to give a little film, Barry Norman review. Because we were discussing, he went to see a film today that everyone's been talking about, and getting sort of different reviews about it. And I trust in Tyrone because he's an actor, so I'm going with his word on it. But apparently, it's really pants. But he'll tell you all about it, I'm sure.
So slow news day, lads. Mr. B, how are you?
I'm good. I want to know what film Tyrone went to watch. To be fair, we haven't had much to talk about United. What I need to find out, though, I know I'm a few days late, but we haven't had our weekly update on our football results.
Oh, you bastard! I know what this is about. Right, we'll get to that later.
Wait, we can include Tyrone because Tyrone plays as well, I'm sure. Well,
God. Yeah. All right. Well, look. Everyone, this is Tyrone Williams. You know him from chat. He's here. He's in a car. Hello, Tyrone. Beep, beep.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing?
Good, man. Good, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, so if anyone's thinking about seeing the second Joker film, I'll just save your money. I only watched it last night because the ticket was free. So that's all I've got to say about it, really.
Is it that bad, yeah?
If you're a fan of musicals, you might like it. But I didn't particularly like it.
Do you know who did like it, though?
Who liked it?
Roy Keane.
Really?
Musical.
He mentioned it on the overlap. He said that he thought Joker 2 was a really, really good film. He really enjoyed it. It's the most shocking thing that's come out of that podcast.
Wow. When I seen Lady Gaga in it, I was thinking, why is she getting a movie role? And what is she playing? Joker's sidekick, the girl from Suicide Squad. What's her name? Who's the one?
Margot Robbie.
No, who's
That's
the character?
Margot Robbie, yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Oh, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah. All right. So she's not Harley Quinn then. Is she Harley Quinn in the movie?
Yeah, she is. She's
playing
okay. Harley Quinn. Yeah.
All right. I don't like Lady Gaga at all. Sorry, Amy Winehouse. She's Amy Winehouse in my opinion. But anyway, enough of my conspiracies, which is true.
Yeah.
Lots of things. I don't like.
Yeah.
And I've seen something the other day because I love Batman, but the original series of Batman with Adam West and Burt, Adam and Burt. I think that was just so funny. And no matter what, if he's Batman, Michael Keaton, and all these guys come along, Christopher Bell, I just think Adam West. It's like a parody. It's just hilarious. I don't know how many series they made, but we've probably seen them all the episodes. But it's just one of the best things TV has ever produced. So funny and just a complete belly laugh every time we watch it. Yeah, Adam West Batman is the greatest of all time.
Of course, you'd like something from the 50s and 60s over current day stuff.
It's not a surprise, is it? Fucking hell.
No, it's not. And I'm quite surprised. Tyrone, you knew who Didi was. How's that happen?
Didi.
Yeah, Yabba said that he had a defensive midfielder. And I remember you saying, I've seen the tapes, but I don't think anyone else in chat has.
Oh, no, because obviously, I've always been a Brazil fan, so I like to watch all the old documentaries on all the Brazil teams. So I know about Garrincha, people like Rivellino, I know all about all of them, really.
Oh, good.
Yeah, in Brazil, they rate Garrincha above Pele.
Yeah.
And there's also
a lot of them do, yeah.
Have you ever seen that documentary about the Brazilian guy that faked being a footballer for 25 years?
Yeah. Never got any games though, did he? Is the guy?
No, he's just a con artist. All right, should we do some comments? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for some comments and welcome everyone.
Oh, it's Solo. Hello, Solo. How are you? We got Steph. She started her moderating shift early tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We've got Matty Bassett. Hello, Matty. I hope you're doing well. Do we know how Matty got on at the weekend?
We didn't get round to it. We did open it up to discussion, but we forgot all about it. We didn't ask. That's why Mr. B said to me, we've got to do it in the next show, which is now. So, Matty, prepare yourself.
Yeah. Football results in the chat, please. Tell us how you got on at Weekend League, everyone. We got I Am Titanian, who's saying we're late. We had a lot of technical issues tonight, I'm afraid. And we've got Bart. Good evening, all. I just learned that Shane Lacey was born in Liverpool. It baffles me why he didn't choose to join Melwood instead. But I think you're more off form than Bruno Fernandes is these days. I don't know if he's trying to troll us by them just being rubbish. But what you should be doing, right, is you should be going on United channels and asking them what they would think about if United signed a Scientologist, clipping their response and sending it to Scientology to see if they can get like a big war going. Do you like that, Yabba?
That's good.
I'm pleased I went with that instead of the Salman Rushdie one that was in my head. We got Simon. Good evening to the Fab Four. Hello, Simon. I saw your message last night. I hope that you're recovering well. Take it easy. Don't overexert yourself. And look, here's a good comment from Bart Tyrone. It's great to see Mr. Tyrone in the flesh after trolling him consistently for the past 5 weeks or so. Do you feel you've been trolled by
I don't know why he does it. Not really. I just ignore him sometimes.
Sometimes.
I don't know. He's acting like he's not trolling me.
Yeah. And we've got Drayton Manor's finest. It's Damien Walsh.
Yeah,
I hope
Damien.
you're doing well, sir.
Big up, Damien.
Right. Bilal says we better not be talking about Joker too. She's a good actress. Comic book.
Yeah, she's a good actress because she can play 2 roles. She can play Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga.
God.
Yeah, but we keep these things private about the madness, okay? Simon Warner. I don't think Fergie was forced out. I think he made his choice of his own free will. And Stuart is preempting our stories. Southgate or Potter incoming. Shambles of a club. Stuart, let us know what you think about what's going on with Fergie a little bit later. Be interested in a match-goings fan's view of that. And look at this. We've got a new person, I think. All fans talk footy. Big up, everyone. Big up yourself. Lovely to have you here.
Welcome to the madness.
Yeah, and if you play Sunday League football, all fans, tell us how you got on. Right. Tyrone, last we heard of your footballing matches, you lost 8-1. How did you get on at the weekend?
We won 4-3.
Yes.
Woo! So it wasn't too bad. Yeah. It was just one-touch football, simple football. That's how we won. I really enjoyed it. But we don't do like 11 aside. It's just 8v8, but it's still a good game of football.
Is it a pickup game or are you in some sort of league?
I'm not in the league at the moment. I'm actually thinking about joining the veterans team. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a vets team now.
Do you qualify?
Yeah, I'm 37.
Age-wise? 37?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a young
Young
vet.
Tyrant.
Yeah, you're a young vet.
Hey?
Yeah. The young vets always tear it up and take the mickey out of the old boys. But yeah, good luck, man. So yeah, do that, Tyrone, so you can actually update us weekly on your results, because the 8-side thing is doesn't qualify, I don't think, just yet. But
Really?
yeah.
Why not?
Is it a league? Is it a league?
That's not proper football.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it's proper football.
No, it's not.
How big's the pitch?
I haven't got the measurements, but yeah, it's not as
Go on. It's like
watching.
watching.
You guys know when yeah.
I say it's like
Sorry,
going
I'll
watching.
let you know when I join.
Yeah.
Go on, Tyrone.
Sorry, go on.
No,
I
go
said
on.
I'll let you guys know when I join a 11-a-side team again because I was part
Good.
of one already, but not now.
Maybe we could hook you up with Tabrice. Like, I don't know how far away you would be, but he's in a vets team that we did the eye test on once. It was very fun.
The transfer window's shut now, so unfortunately we can't do anything unless you want to be a ringer.
January.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Tyrone could be a ringer for one of our teams?
Be a young ringer.
We got a guy called Sujoy doesn't turn up, and Sergit as well. You don't look like one of those. On the head, Sergit.
Mr. B, how did you get on at the weekend?
We won 4-3, boy.
Wow.
I drank all night. I'm not gonna lie, I drank all night. I was so happy. Man.
Because you were anticipating a loss. You didn't have any midfield, apparently. You didn't have a goalkeeper. So how did you beat this team who were above you in the league? Or above you?
Our goalie turned up, which did help. But the midfield, it was a crazy game. We ended up playing 4-3-3, and that's not really a formation that I want to play. But with the players on the pitch, sometimes you just have to leave them to play. And in the second half, because I knew what they were playing, we just changed the balls that were being played. They were trying to go wide. So just send it down the defenders' throats, man.
Yeah.
And second half, they went mad.
Wow.
We gave them 2 goals at the end. One of the
so you were up like
yeah,
4-1.
we went 1-0 up, 1-0 down, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, and 4-3. But the third goal that was scored, their third goal. So we've got a player in the team who, one of those who always talk. Oh, I want to come on. So I stuck him on that right back. As you do, that's the position that you stick him in, right back or left back. They passed the ball around him for the third goal. He left. At the end of the game, he didn't say bye to anybody. He's normally one of those who've got all of the mouth when he plays in goal and they score. Everybody's a effer and blah, blah, blah. Nothing. He left. He didn't pay his subs. He left the kit inside the change room and just walked off. He hasn't said nothing in the group, so he knows. I won't pick him. Don't talk and then play like a bloody pussy when you come on. So guess what now? For the next 4 weeks, he ain't playing for me. He's going to play for somebody else. And if we keep on winning, he don't get back in.
Yeah. Congratulations, bro. I was dreading. I thought you were going to get battered, to be honest.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. But that's a great result.
So did I, boy.
Just before we get to you, Yabba, I want to do some comments to show that we're interested in them. Matty is just asking about the football. Let us know how you got on, Matty. We've got Yank talking smack, not snot. My apologies. Hello, Connor. Hope you're doing well. And look, it's Bradley Heacock is back. Hello, Bradley. I hope you're doing well. Andrew has popped in and isn't insulting one of our guests as his first move, unlike last night. Look, it's your brother, Andrew. He's on tonight. Flying on cloud 9 at the moment. It's nice not to have United. And Matty Bassett is 3-2. He's shithoused a win. And there's a lot of comments about Cantona and so on, but we'll get to those in due course. So I haven't forgotten them. So Yabba, how did you get on?
Well, as you know, we haven't got a goalkeeper, and I'm the manager. I try not to play. I'm usually play. If I would play, it'd probably be I could play anywhere down the middle, up front, centre mid, or defence. But we've got players, so I haven't been able to play, or I try not to. The goalkeeper situation has been an issue. We didn't have a goalkeeper about 3 games ago, so I went in goal, volunteered. All right, I'll go in goal, and I've done really well, and I saved a penalty in the first game. And since then we haven't been beaten. Saved a penalty in the first game. We won 3-2, I believe. None of the goals were really my fault, but I was doing okay. But it's a really hard position to learn. Next game, we drew 2-2 last week, and I conceded we conceded a penalty again. But the guy is probably the best player in the league, really good striker, really technically good, and he gave me the dropped the shoulder before he took the penalty. I went that way and he rolled it down the middle, like trickled it, and I couldn't get up. And I was like, you bastard, And then so we drew 2-2 with that game. And then on Sunday, just gone, another game against one of my former clubs, Harefield, where I got a good affiliation with. I played for them for years. And we drew 2-2, and I saved another penalty. And unbelievable. I mean, because I'm really tall, it's like with a goalkeeper, I'm having to learn the position. And I'm a perfectionist when it comes to wanting to do well in football. And actually, any mistake, if I'm playing football on the pitch, if I give the ball away, it haunts me for the whole week. I'm in the shower, I'm thinking about it. You know, I want to perfect it and get things right. So I'm the sort of guy who will go and watch videos and in my mind think about things and really want to perfect it and get things right, because I don't want to be the hub of the jokes. You know, it's like people rib and people always take the mickey. And throughout the years, no one's ever been able to really rip me and say, I remember that time, because they would. This thing, if I made one mistake 10 years ago, people still bring it up. Do you remember that time you done this? And I say, you make mistakes every week, you know? But so with the goalkeeping situation, I'm now committed to it. I'm going to stay in goal. I've been making some really, really good saves. The only problem for me is down low. So I hope that was
the modesty.
Yeah, I can't be down low because it's hard for me to get down. But what I've been doing, I've learned from last week, because last week there was a shot which trickled under my body as I dived. It went under my body, and I was really upset about that. And then, so this week I saved the penalty, and the goals was one as a deflection. I couldn't do anything about. The other goal, I did come out to call for it. The guy didn't head it, and then they scored. Where I've rushed out to try and claim it, he didn't head it properly, and they went and scored. So I don't think it was my fault. I made some really good saves down low. In the last few seconds of the game, there's an open goal. The guy shot it in the corner, and I tipped it wide, and just like a penalty. Yeah, I'm really. It's all goalkeeper watch for me, and I hope you guys. I will be giving you a lot of updates on social media and everything about it. But I'm fulfilling the role. I've never thought I'd do it, but I'm going to enjoy it. It's very difficult because sometimes you have to gauge where the goal is. You come out of your goal, you're looking, you're trying to talk. I'm always talking, and I realise, oh my God, I'm near the corner flag. I got to get back, you know, to where the goal is. But it's a great position, and I think everyone. I'm like the Ajax, typical Ajax kind of academy kid. I'm learning every position out there. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I really look forward to sort of updating you guys weekly about my goalkeeping adventures.
I bet it looks like, you know, that film, like, is it Clash of the Titans, where they did like stop motion animation? Like, the way you're describing it sounds like Prime Lev Machine, but I bet you it looks very different in actual fact.
So Darius,
hang on, I got some good news first. First of all, Connor started off by saying he's only let in 3 goals in the last month, but he celebrated it by getting engaged on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations.
Great.
That's good news, man.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Can I just ask, did Connor get down to one knee and still be face to face with her? Because he's 6'8", isn't he?
6'8", yeah.
I thought you was going to say like saved a penalty and then in the same manner. Maybe that's what you should do when you next save a penalty, Yabba. It's like for your celebration, propose. We got Jeff saying, "Big Apple, it's nice to see Tyrone join the group." Anthony Herbert, did I see a picture of a Monday in goal on Facebook? A Monday, you got to dive more, lol. I don't know what to do with that. Right, Tyrone's brother. Only time I played in goal, I conceded 6 in the first half. Got moved up front half time. Brilliant. And I was at her chin. Haha. Right. So should we go on to the main story?
Right, we'll save your result at the end of the show. Yeah.
All right. No. Yes. I would. Well, if you're going to have to talk about it. So I want to know.
I'll do it now. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right. So as you know, there was some boxing on Saturday with what most people think was a fairly dodgy result. Half of my team, one of the new guys' father-in-laws owns a pub, and they were in the pub till about 4 a.m. So, yeah. So we had no subs and a lot of very, very hungover people. We played the bottom team in the league. We were 3-0 down at half time, and I have to be honest. I scored a quality own goal. Where
sorry.
Talk us through this because I didn't understand. Yeah, explain.
Right, we're up the pitch, like well, no, we're not that far up the pitch. Because of injuries, I'll say. I decided to go and play at left back. So I thought that I could just run about a lot, and Clappo was at right back, and the rest of these idiots were in the middle of the park. So I was playing at left back, and the ball got played over the top of me. I read it beautifully on Monday. The guy who played it, he might as well have sent me a text message what he was going to say. He boots it, I run over. As the ball's dropping over me, I scan, see where the keeper is.
Yeah.
I first time volleyed it at him. Honestly, for about 35 yards. And it's not like I've mishit it or it's come off my shin. It's just a nice connection. I then turn around to start running up the other way. And before I know it, everyone is shouting at me. The other team's celebrating. And the keeper's chasing me around, saying very, very nasty things.
But how? I mean,
I didn't see it. Kay told me that he ran towards the ball, tripped up, and it bounced over him.
Oh,
I didn't see it, right? But afterwards, but get this, right? About 5 minutes before that happened, the striker so I was injured for 4 months last year, something like that. And a striker came in, decided that he was going to take pens and he was going to take free kicks. And so on the first game of the season, I scored a free kick. So I'm on free kicks, and we scored a corner. So I'm on corners. But he won a penalty, and he said, right, I'm going to take this. Fine, no problems. He runs up to it like Pogba, shuffling his ass, slows down, looks at the keeper, doesn't know what to do, and then toe pokes it about 15 yards above the bar. Right? So when the game's finished, I'm the one getting grief because apparently it's my fault. It's the own goal. And I remembered what we did with Tabriz when no one took responsibility. And I'm telling you now, it wasn't my fault. It's like a keeper's got to be able to not fall over. Like that. But then I just went into midfield in the second half, and we managed to get 3-3. But I was fuming at my team because they were celebrating in the pub afterwards because they all thought we were going to win, and I was so unhappy with it. We missed the penalty. I scored an own goal. We should have beaten that team, honestly, double figures if everyone had been fit and available, and it really annoyed me. But yes, I did manage to score a 35-yard own goal this weekend. So I hope that everyone has enjoyed that.
It does make it better to realize. I'm glad you didn't see it, but the goalkeeper tripping up. It must have been a calamity that seeing that happen.
Yeah, I mean, but look, since I've started playing in these leagues, I've seen goalkeepers do all sorts of things. I've seen one run into the post,
goalies aren't goalies at this level. Look at Yabba. Yabba's not a goalie, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just I don't know, anything that's in the air, they're unable to deal with. And our goalkeeper, I've internally nicknamed him Zoolander because I've noticed that he can't dive to his left. And in that film, Zoolander can't turn left; he can only turn right, and that's what our goalkeeper's like. But anyway, right. I'm going to show you what Premier League games are coming up, and then I'm going to go through all the comments I missed whilst I was talking about that. So, lads, talk to me about our Premier League fixtures and note the times, especially the one on Sunday, the 27th. Annoying time.
Tyrone, let's talk about Brentford. We're at home this Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. Unless you got a Fire Stick, no one could really watch that game. But, with Sky Bet says here, it's not going to be live anyway. But Man United versus Brentford. I mean, we were talking yesterday about this game, about injuries. We haven't got a left back and a lot of issues. But with all the pressure the manager's been under with the international break and everyone's thinking he wouldn't be around, what are your thoughts going into this game, Tyrone?
it's one of them games because Thomas Frank is quite a good manager, so I wouldn't be surprised if we struggle with this game, to be honest. Obviously, on paper, we should win. We've got a squad that's a lot more expensive, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lose it, to be honest, unfortunately.
Oh, gosh.
I should have more faith in the team, but I've lost all faith in Ten Hag. So.
Oh, no. All right. I'm up to date with the comments. Does anyone want to talk about these fixtures that I put in as a bit of padding?
Go on.
I'm looking at them. I want us to win all 4. But I don't see us winning all 4. I don't see us winning the Brentford game. The Fenerbahce game is the game I expect all of those players who Jose pissed off to raise their game by an extra 25%. So the Fenerbahce game, I do expect us to get a result in that game. West Ham game, I expect us to beat West Ham. They are trash. And Leicester.
Harry Winks.
Oh, God. Well, is he a first teamer?
Yeah.
Harry Winks. Well, he's not going to play in that game because they're more worried about relegation. So I'm expecting us to do that. So the only game I'm worried about is the Brentford game.
I think overall, when you look at the fixtures with the circumstances the manager's under at the moment, especially with Tyrone frowning at him, I think they're winnable games. I think they're all winnable games if we perform to our best. I'm really looking forward to, though, the most exciting game for me is us against Mourinho. I think that's something. It's just, you couldn't make this up, could you? Fred will be turning up and running around the midfield like a headless chicken trying to prove something. And we know with Fred, we know his weaknesses, what his kryptonite is putting him under pressure. So let's see what Fred's got. Apparently he's scored a hat-trick since he's been over there. So, yeah, and Fenerbahce, I mean, when you go to Turkey, I mean,
they've got no fans for that game. I think they might have been racist or naughty or something, but I don't think there's any home fans in that game, which is a big bonus.
I think that's the best matchup. I just want to see, because obviously we're so used to watching Premiership, Brentford, West Ham, Leicester City. There's no excitement in that. I'm looking forward to this Fenerbahce game. I think that's going to be something special. And remember what we did to Galatasaray in the first half over there. We played some really good football. And I think when the pressure's on and we can play away from home in situations like that, I think it's an appealing game. And I think it's going to be a good watch. So I'll be definitely trying to tune in for that one.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know the fans were banned though.
I think the fans are banned. I'll check that later, but I heard it today. But should we do some of the comments and see what people are saying about me? Oh my God, it's Suze 82.
Hi, Suze.
Hi, Suze. I hope you're doing well. Fergie stuff. It's storming a teacup. Media having a field day. Lol. Big up, guys. We'll get on to that. I've got a theory about the Fergie stuff. Right, people in chat in the panel, who would you have in goal, Peter Schmeichel or Yabba? I'd take Yabba.
Yabba.
Yabba managed United, lol. Get some performances out of Banana. Bath Time played left back in the changing room.
Old school.
Thanks, Big G. Yeah. Bath Time for England. Brilliant. I did that, but my one penalty I ever took. Plan was to look left, hit right, but I stuttered and saw him diving the right way and panicked, and I put it wide.
Honest. Oh, that's very honest.
He's got some more. Like Andrew's got some crackers coming up. Right, Stuart, a German managing England, my granddad would be turning in his grave. POTUS,
Dad's army.
Yeah. Where can we watch your next match, Bath Time? No idea. Probably ESPN Plus.
Well, it might be on the Fire Stick, guys. Just check it out.
Yeah, exactly. You get everything on it. We should have a British man managing our national team. No, Tyrone, are you disagreeing with this?
No, I think it's I think Thomas Tuchel coming in is an exciting thing. As long as you're qualified, I don't understand why people say I want a British manager. None of them are as good as Tuchel, so be happy that we've got a good manager. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah,
I think for me, it's because of the amount of money that should be in the English football pyramid. We're not producing coaches or managers. It's like we're now producing the players. We're brilliant at all levels. And I think that when you look at someone like Angel Gomez, who hasn't been able to, I know.
Yeah,
He hasn't been able to make it in the British game, but he's under 21 Euro winner and stuff. I'd like to see more progressive and open like English managers, and that maybe we can have better candidates than Eddie Howe and Gareth Southgate to manage the national team. I also don't really care about international football. Right, check this one out, Mr. B. I once got ref by a guy called Munter who was on magic mushrooms. No exaggeration, he was talking to an imaginary bird during a corner.
Oh, God.
All right, Damien's fire stick is good to go.
All round Damien's house then.
Yeah. Jeff feels guilty that can watch every match in high quality 8K, and you can't even watch the match leaving. Of course, a ref needs 8K to see what's going on the football pitch. United will lose in Turkey to Jose.
No.
Here's another Andrew Williams certified fresh classic. I went out of the quarterfinal of the Open Cup when the winning goal got deflected off a dog.
Because you played the Sunday football.
He's obviously in the Narnia League or something.
The dog was number 3.
Yeah.
Left back.
If we lose to Brentford, I'm done. Okay.
Oh.
We have home advantage, but sometimes that means nout. Brentford could still win and go even further above us, which is embarrassing. Oh, God, West Ham stuff us? We should beat West Ham and Leicester, yeah. He's more worried about hammers. Brentford are shit at Old Trafford. I mean, we've got away with a lot of nonsense against Brentford over the years, to be honest. I felt we've come out of a lot of those games pretty lucky with the points. So I am Titanian. He has always watched the Brentford game. Fred will tear us apart. And it's Mitesh. Hello, Mitesh. Frank coming in next season. And everyone, Steph has finally turned up to do some work. We're on 17 nights. All right, shouldn't national managers? All right, okay. Let's talk about this. Right, Tommy Tuchel is going to be the New England manager. It's everywhere. But right, he was linked with United. I think we can all agree that he was probably the number one choice to replace Erik ten Hag. I also found out that, according to Sky Sports, we spoke to at least 5 other managers during the summer, of which Tuchel was one. And in completely unrelated news, we play Liverpool at Anfield on January the 5th, and there's an 11-day gap after that, which is going to be my prediction for when Erik ten Hag goes. But let's talk about Tuchel for England and have United missed a trick. We haven't heard from you for a bit, Mr. B. Tell me what you're thinking.
I don't give a shit about international football.
Brilliant. I
don't care who the England manager is. I don't care if England win games or lose games. I watched them. I watched the games when Mainu played, and couldn't even tell you what the results were. It was strictly Mainu watch. I'm very biased, and it just doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't appeal to me. Him going, fair play to him. I don't know how much he's going to be on, but I suppose he's going to be on a wedge. But if he's the right man, as Tyrone said, if he's the best qualified for the job, then there be it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people not happy.
What about United? Was he not your number one to replace Erik?
Yeah, I would have taken him, but they've decided that Erik wasn't going nowhere. Come the November window, when I think that's probably when he's going to be done. I don't think he gets to January. They've already got Rude in place that'll take him to the end of the season, and that'll give him 6 months to try and sweet talk whoever they spoke to this summer, and maybe have to bend a little bit for them to get them in. And obviously, Tuchel's going to be one less. I don't know who the other 4 were. I know they said.
You're not a bit worried, right? Are you not a bit worried, right, that Tuchel is off the market and Gareth Southgate is still on the market.
Why are you doing that, Bartha?
What do you mean?
No,
Like, you answer
no,
my question, and then I'll answer your question.
no,
and I asked
you-
first, so that's just good manners.
It's just like, I just look. People want him to go fine, but they better be careful what they wish for, man. Because if Southgate comes in, there ain't even no point in us doing those shows because we're just going to be so fucking depressed. We are.
I want you in a lovely little waistcoat every game that Southgate manages.
I can't even imagine what I'm going to feel like if Southgate becomes our manager. Honestly, I can't.
If Southgate becomes Manchester United manager, sorry to interrupt, I'll just stop watching United for a whole year. If that, I'll swear to God.
Really?
A whole year?
I do not want him to be manager.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I do not. I hated him as England manager, and I do not want him linked to Man United. Honestly, I'm being deadly honest. That's how much against it I'll be.
Oh, come on.
Bath
stop
time? Are
watching
you
United.
serious?
What?
So bath time, would you be happy with Southgate being manager?
No, I wouldn't mind him involved in some role at the club because I think that what he's done for England in terms of like it's undeniable to me that he's changed the culture of the England football team around from what it was. So if Southgate came in as some kind of role in United, but not as the manager, to sort of change the dressing room to get a bit more belief in the players and things, I've got no issue with that. But I don't think that Southgate is the right fit for Manchester United as a manager. But I certainly wouldn't stop watching the football club if Southgate was appointed manager. I mean, Yabba, please help me here.
Well, overall, we're talking about Thomas Tuchel, and I think Thomas Tuchel is clearly a good fit. He would have been a good fit for Man United. He's turned my head in the end because he was the main candidate that I liked out of the few that we were mentioned. It was Pochettino, Southgate, Potter, all these guys, and out of those guys that were available, I would have gone for Tuchel because he's, as Tyron was saying, he's qualified. He's won the Champions League, managed big clubs in Germany, in France, and managed Chelsea as well. And I like what he's about. He's very sort of direct and vocal and not afraid. He's very confident in what he's saying and doing. You can see him. I've seen him in situations with the players on the training ground where he's like Company did with the Burnley players, really ripping into them. Doesn't care about reputations or anything like that. It's a great opportunity. When you think about it, if Southgate has led this group of England players to finals and semi-finals on the world stage, I think a manager like that is very smart to come in at this time and he can become a legend. Imagine that winning a major trophy for England, and by being that much, say 10% better or 20% better than what Southgate can deliver. And I'm sure it's a great job. He'd be well paid, handsomely paid as well. And he's got an opportunity to become a legend. And I think it's a good, very smart decision. And if he was considering England management or Manchester United, as we've seen with players over the years, players have been a bit hesitant about coming into Man United when they've investigated and seen what's going on there. They've asked players, what's it like, or they ask around, or they get shown around. They're not too impressed. And I think it's the same with management. That's why Ten Hag probably hadn't been left, because no manager, if you're saying there's 5 who've actually applied or been spoken to, they've obviously looked at it and said, nah, it's not the right time yet, for whatever reason. So Ten Hag looks likely to stay. Tuchel, who was my favourite, has gone to England, and I think it's a good move for Tuchel. And I'm sure Ten Hag is skinning teeth right now, thinking, thank God for that, because it seemed like he was the main guy to come in and overtake him. You talked about the January window. There's a 5-day gap between a game after Liverpool.
11.
And now you're predicting, or 11 games, and now you're predicting that that's the window when Ten Hag will get sacked. But it wasn't so long ago. You were predicting last Monday.
Yeah.
And things. So, guys, there's no profit here. The only thing you can prophesize about is tactics and things like that. That's what Bath Time's good at. When it comes to picking managers and when they're going to be out the door, don't trust in.
Don't trust me.
Yeah, so overall, really good move for Tuchel. I think it's a great move for England as well. He's got a chance to become a ledge, working with these great players that we've got at the moment. And all he needs is to tweak them a little bit and get them to a level, and they can really perform. And obviously, it's from working for club management to working internationally. You're not working every day in the training ground and everything else. But I think it's a good opportunity because you can become with English media and the Premiership and everything, he can become a big personality. And I guarantee, if you look at how, rest in peace, Ericsson, I said organ, Goran Eriksson, rest in peace. He was celebrated, wasn't he? And he passed away recently, and he was the first foreign manager, I believe, for England. And as Tyrone said, and someone then said in the comments, there's a bit of debate here. We want British management. It hasn't worked out. Sam Allardyce started doing bongs and doing dodgy deals under the table. Glenn Hoddle was getting a faith healer in. Terry Venables was doing some sort of dodgy deal as well. Bobby Robson didn't know players' names. It's a bit like Rodney, calling Dave and Rodney and all this kind of thing. So it hasn't worked out for British managers. Southgate, as you know, with the waistcoat looking like Gonzo with his nose. I just think he's a people person. Very good media. Yeah, chat. How are you? All right. How's your wife and kids and everything else? But beyond that, I don't think he's a good manager. And Tyrone, I'm going to pass it over to you because the Tuchel issue, not coming to United, being England manager, I think that's a good, as I just said. And also, I don't think Southgate is credible enough, and I don't think he's going to be coming to our club team.
Yeah, I don't think Southgate's coming. That's why I can confidently say I won't watch him if he does come in.
Have your word. We're logging that.
That's outrageous to say on the United channel. Outrageous,
mate. The football would be. I think he would betray the ethos of our club. He's not really. His tactics are way too negative. No, thank you. But Tuchel though, I'm slightly disappointed in a way because I thought he would have been a good fit for us. But I think England fans, they've got like a period of excitement coming up because the football's going to be a hell of a lot better with Tuchel, 100%. I think his teams play quite good football. They're quite good on the eye. So, yeah, if you're an England fan, congratulations, basically.
Are you an England fan?
I don't watch
Me
them
neither.
religiously, but when the tournaments come up, I do kind of obviously sit down and watch them and support them because that's what you're supposed to do. So. Like I think tournament football is more suited to Tuchel than actually managing a team in a league. I think he's really going to prove, like in the tournaments, how good. Like,
yeah, he's a cup manager, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I mean, don't be surprised if England win their first tournament under him. So
that would be crazy, Sir Thomas Tuchel. Like, can you knight a foreigner?
No, you can't. You can't knight them.
Oh, they'll have to change that. Right, let's see what's going on in the comments. Steph is saying we'll go unbeaten until the end of the season. GG, Steph. But she only watched international football if United players are featuring. Juan Pablo Angel is saying, I'm with Mr. B. International football is a bore fest. Rather watch some Strictly Come Dancing.
Not that bad.
Is it not? I mean, you could get Anthony on Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah,
he just never stopped twirling.
He would definitely do it.
My mate Dan Ashworth loves Southgate, apparently. Don't trust a thing, Dan Ashworth says. The sooner we get him out of the club, the better. Mr. B in a waistcoat. I think you'd look very dashing in a waistcoat, Mr. B.
I've got a couple of waistcoats. If you don't follow me on Instagram, but then it's private, so you can't follow me. But yeah, I don't look that bad in the waistcoat.
Is your Instagram a sort of like fashion show or something?
No, definitely not one of those ones. No, definitely not.
Yeah, you don't have a huge collection of perfume that show off.
Tut. Last time.
Private joke. Damien is saying Southgate is good at losing finals and is a shit club manager. Andrew obviously likes Southgate. He's a great guy. Bilal, I don't want Southgate anywhere near the club. Man United always, never stop watching. I'm with you, Damien. I cannot believe these two frauds have said that. It's outrageous. Mitesh. Oh, Mitesh, a man after my own heart. Ashworth should be on the hot seat. If he doesn't turn it around by the summer, he needs to head out. Why wait, Mitesh? Let's just get rid of him tomorrow. Horrible little goblin.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. Disappointed you're going to be manager for England. I think you meant to put a red. I don't know what that means. Not Man United. Disappointed you're going to be manager for England. Oh, he's talking about Tuchel. Southgate has never had his hands on a trophy during his playing and managerial career. I like Tommy Tuchel. He's a fighter, and he has what it takes to be number one at any club or country. Tuchel's won the Champions League. He did with Mason Mount, of all people. Yabba's confirmed Southgate is a muppet, and also Gonzo. Yeah. Was this Don Bradman and Richard Hardy were knighted?
Commonwealth people from the Commonwealth can get knighted.
We're just going to have to invade Germany then. Like Stuart Marshall will be loving it. It'll turn back the other way. And finally, Mr. B plays snooker in his waistcoat attire.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
I can't play snooker.
You can't play snooker?
Not a fuck, bro.
What about darts?
Darts?
Yeah.
That's what you throw. That's what you play when you're drunk.
Well, Friday nights.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever played darts is when I've been drinking.
Snooker's so tough. Snooker's the hardest game I've ever tried to play.
Yeah. Like you can play pool and think you're good in the pub playing pool, but when you go and reach a snooker table, you're like, oh my god, every shot takes so much concentration, and it's just when you see like there's three things that I think are fantastic. I think scoring a 147, 9-dart finish, and well, they used to say a hat trick. It was a perfect hat trick, it's left foot, right foot, header or something like that. But there's something else. There was something else. I can't remember what it was. Maybe I'm trying to think of cricket. Was it cricket? So basically, hole in one. Sorry, hole in one. So you get a hole in one.
Hole in one's a fluke. Hole in ones are a fluke.
I think it's a fluke.
Of course, it's a fluke.
There's not a fluke because they're trying to hit it towards the green. So if it
Yeah,
goes,
it's a fluke. No,
so what about 147? Is that a fluke?
Yeah, 147 skill. Darts,
that's amazing.
to a certain extent, is skill-ish. I don't think it's a sport, but it's skill. And what was the other one you said?
Well, 9-dart finish, hole in one, perfect hat trick.
Yeah. Perfect hat trick. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, a hole in one's a fluke.
Okay.
I don't know what this means, but Steph did 501 in 15 darts once. Is that good?
Yeah, well, you in darts, you start with 501, and you can do a 9-dart finish. If you can, the quickest you can do it is in 9 darts. If you do it in 15, that's tremendous. I don't believe Stephanie. I really don't believe her. Maybe no, honestly, I just can't believe it, Steph. I'm surely you're pulling us. She didn't even say LOL at the end of that, but she's serious.
She's serious.
Yeah, that's really good. That's like proper professional to do 15 darts.
Now, what's also really good is Two Jags is back. It's Sim. Haven't seen you for a long time. I hope everything is well, my friend. Right. Essentially, this is what my feeling is as well about our next story, which is Fergie's pension. So Ineos have axed Sir Alex Ferguson's multi-million-pound ambassadorial contract with Manchester United. Apparently, this is £2.16 million per year, and he left, like, let's say 10 years ago. So he's picked up £21.5 million since then, which is crazy. And also, a new mandate is that Sir Alex Ferguson and the United board are no longer welcome in the dressing room, which used to be a pre-match ritual, things like that. But, Bobby Charlton, I think, trained with the treble team before they played Barcelona. Right, boys. What do we think about this? Like, is this disrespectful? What's going on here? Tone, let's start with you.
I think, obviously, looking online and stuff, there's been like a big backlash over it, but I think everyone's getting a bit too upset about it. At the end of the day, like as you said, he's earned over 20 million. So, I mean, them obviously removing it, it's time to look to the future. Thankful for what he's done for the club. We'll never forget you, but it's time for us to start looking to the future and to stop living in the past. That's my view on it anyway.
Yeah, Mr. B?
It's disrespectful.
Is it?
I think so.
Lay your argument out.
I didn't know about the money. I didn't know about the 20 million that he's earned, which is fine. But he brought me the best football feeling I have ever had, and for me, that's priceless, isn't it? I'm not paying him the 20. I'm not paying him the 2 million a year. So I feel that you pay him it until he's done. You know, all right, he's still gonna. I don't know what his ambassadorial role entails, but you know, he's getting on. You know, I understand that they want to save money, and I get it. I understand that, and I don't believe that it was a conversation where they said, "Oh, you're not our ambassador no more." They've had conversations about it, and I think if Fergie really thought it was that much of an issue, then I don't think they would have pushed it. I don't think it would have happened. So I think it's something that they've agreed on, but I can't. My feelings for him will never change, and that night I will never ever forget. So,
well, one of the things that the Glazers said about this, Mr. B, is that they believe that all the revenue, all the money, all the merchandising that comes into Manchester United, Alex Ferguson contributed more than anyone else to that. So they've always felt comfortable giving him like that payment as they think it's earned. Would you sort of like, I'm not saying like be a Glazer sympathizer or anything like that, but would you agree with them on that it's this kind of pension we get, it's fully earned and fully deserved, and it's another ineos misstep?
Maybe not a misstep, because they're doing it. They're doing it to everybody but the players, who are the ones who probably deserve to be getting pay cuts. You know, I understand they got 25% because they're not in the Champions League. That's fine, but it's not permanent. You know, these people have permanently lost their jobs because the players choose to be sitting down on 250 grand and choosing to play for their country over their club, and then come back injured and still be sitting down on 250 grand, so, or 170 or whatever he's getting paid, the fat fuck. So it's I understand why they've done it.
You just don't like it.
Yeah, I just don't like what they've done. I understand why they've done it. I get it. You know, they're saving money. I get it. But yeah, man, it doesn't sit well with me at all, man.
All right. Yeah, but can I do some comments before we get your take on it? Is that okay? Right. POTUS is saying, we as fans never know what happens behind closed doors, and we will never know what Fergie said or has not said. He's always kept things behind closed doors. He might have wanted it himself. For those of you who know Fergie's background in Govan, Champagne Socialist doesn't cover it. Andrew is saying, yeah, he and his family were well paid for it, Mr. B. Suze is just saying that Ineos are cheapskates. Sim, I've seen your comments. I'm going to come back to them because they reflect my point of view, so I'm going to save them for them. Suze is saying they've not handled it the right way, just like with the manager situation. Jeff is saying, like, look, the story about Murtaugh or Woodward stealing Jude Bellingham away from Fergie on a tour rudely cost us getting Bellingham. But never forget, Jeff, we had McTominay at the time, so we didn't need him. Andy Cole, Brian Robson, our club ambassadors. Will be interesting to see what happens to them, but would guess not paid the same as Alex Ferguson. I believe, like, Brian Robson's halfway up Mount Kilimanjaro at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Is he?
Yeah, he's with Andy Mitten. They're doing something for the Manchester United Foundation.
Nice.
They've also sacked Cliff Butler, the United historian. He's been at United for over 45 years, knows more about United than Fergie, and I presume than anyone else but Yabba. I bet you he doesn't have those vinyls you've got, Yabba. That's my favourite thing that's happened this year on this channel. And I've made Jeff spit, apparently, which answers a question I've always had, with my McTominay comment. Yabba. Right. Have you got thoughts on this?
Well, it's only news come out today, isn't it? It's just come out, so everyone's a bit emotional about it initially. I'm with Tyrone. On this one. I think there's been Fergie's presence has been hanging around the club over managers. What I just heard now, he's not allowed in the change room, because he's obviously got some influence there. It's hard to move on like that. It's hard to say goodbye and move on from a club legend, like Mr. B said. Obviously, we love him. He's done so much great things for our club, but that was a long time ago. We need to move on. I think it's the right decision. It's a good decision, because otherwise managers will come in time and time again, and there'd be that presence of Alex Ferguson there all the time. At least now he's not part of the club or got hands-on with the club anymore, and it gives people more freedom to do their own thing without the influence of him sort of being there over other managers as well. And I know this, I've been thinking about it while we've been talking, but you know what it really reminds me of? All this.
Oh, God.
Do you remember David Brent in The Office when he got sacked and he came back and he's like still thought he was the manager and he's hang around, sort of, all right, only me, turn it up again, and they had new manager in charge, all that kind of thing. And David Brent would come in and say, yeah, like still, he wanted to be part of it still, and it was like, oh, God, here we go again. I think it's in the second series or something like that.
Yeah.
You're comparing Fergie to David Brent.
Sorry? Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am. For that reason, he's overstayed his welcome. He's not a manager there anymore, but he's still around. It's like, what are you doing here? You coming every day with your leather jacket and making little jokes and sort of say, who wants to go out for a drink with me? That sort of thing. I think it's a good thing to do. It's like the old culture. You have to change it. Things move on. When Fergie came to the club, he got rid of that drinking culture. Said, look, that culture's got to go. We don't want that anymore. He had a good relationship with Matt Busby, but Matt that sort of stepped aside. Fergie had complete control, and that's what he needed at the time. But you can't have that control when you're no longer manager of the football club. And I think it's a good thing to drop that money, because everyone complains about dividends. Remember all the time we used to talk about dividends being taken out of the club by the Glazers. Well, the same thing applies with 2.2 million, which is a lot of money. So I think by cutting costs and taking that sort of a presence away from management, and we can get on with our football club again, but we can always, without having any disrespect towards Fergie. I just think it's a good decision, having time to sort of really take it in and take away any sort of anger or emotion. I know some people, rightly so, might feel really peeved about it. I've heard a lot of comments, and I'm not arguing with anyone, but I feel it's the right decision.
All right. I absolutely feel it's the right decision. And I am of the same mind as Simpson, who has said, why do you think Fergie never criticised the Glazers? He's always been on the payroll. That is pretty much what I think of the payment.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's... there has only been one time, to my memory, we've ever seen Ferguson criticise anything about Manchester United. And it was with that MMA fighter, is it called Khabib? Someone filmed them asking why Ronaldo wasn't playing or something. So Fergie wasn't doing it publicly. He didn't realise he was being filmed, and he said, "Look, you always play your best players."
Oh, yeah.
I think that he's been paid that money to legitimise the Glazers' input into the club, which he facilitated. He's always protected the Glazers. And also, I think that it's about things like share price. If Sir Alex Ferguson comes out and criticises a manager or a performance, that can tank the market and can affect the share price. I think that he's been paid that money to just be a good little boy and not say anything, because we've all seen that picture of him during the 7-0 or the 5-1 or whatever it was, and he would have had a lot to say about that, But I think he's been given that money to just not speak because of how influential he is. And I also think that it's probably a good move by Ineos to try and distance themselves a little bit from Ferguson. We all love, don't get me wrong, we all love Fergie. He gave us the best moments of our life as football fans. But, I mean, he's done a lot of dodgy stuff over the years, certainly with his sons, like Fletcher. No, not allegedly. I think his son managed Peterborough or part-owned Peterborough. When he got fired, they pulled back all the players and so on. Fergie's got an edge to him and things like that. And I think that they want a new a new beginning. But what you can never deny about Ferguson is his trophy record, what he did for us, but also the fact that he is almost directly responsible for the Glazer takeover. And I think that now the Glazers aren't like completely in charge, like they still have majority ownership. I think that Ineos have taken that loyalty payment away from him because it's no longer that important if Fergie speaks out or not. And I think as well that when you I've forgotten what I was going to say there. I was looking at the comments, but I had another good point. Yes, this is the point. Manchester United didn't have a party for the staff over Christmas. We fired 250 people. We cancelled the women's and under 21s or under 18s team dinner alongside with the men's senior dinner, even though the women's team and the youngsters actually like won something. Like staff weren't allowed like their free trip to the FA Cup final, which is a tradition. And we're on a massive cost cutting spree. And then there's Fergie earning 2.5 million like a year. I think that shows poor culture and things. And the man is like meant to be a dyed in the blood socialist. So I think United have done Fergie very well over the years financially. We're very grateful for everything he's done, but I don't think that we should be paying a retainer to him. Like, I agree. But that, yeah, am I being unfair, or no? Is this balanced?
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. It just doesn't sit well with me. I understand everything you're saying. I agree with everything you said, to be fair, but it still doesn't stop me from having that feeling inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, because it's a personal connection we have with Fergie. Like, if I told you that your broadband, like the head of your broadband company was getting paid 2.5 million a year, I think you'd have a very different reaction. All right, should we do some comments?
Yeah, let's get everything.
Thank you, Yabba, for starring them, by the way. Sue is saying hush money, lol. That's what I think it is. Oh, no. A new Sir Alex Ferguson book coming soon. That is going to be sensational. Tyrone, you're an actor. Maybe we could have a series where you just read out the chapters on stream. Can you do a Glaswegian accent?
No, it's one of the few I can't do, unfortunately. Quite a hard accent to
do. Yeah, Darren Ferguson, his son. Fergie definitely needs to step back. He aligns with the Glazers, so his opinion should be muted. I wouldn't go that far, but to be honest, with the Rock of Gibraltar stuff, I think that people are perfectly entitled to talk about like the negative things that Fergie brought to the club, as well as the good. And Matty McMatface, how are you? Sir Alex Ferguson has a permanent legacy and a statue, etc. That won't change. Give him a free seat in the director's area, make him welcome to visit. He doesn't need the money. He's worth what? 50 million. Yeah, I mean that's a good point as well. He's got a stand named after him, and he's immortal to Manchester United fans. Only 3 Manchester United managers have won the league, and Fergie was one of them. I do agree about them paying Fergie to keep quiet. Thank you. Oh, I can't believe you highlighted this. Is Scott McTominay Ferguson's grandson? Is that why he's moved on? Good one, Steph. Too bad Old Trafford's in such bad shape. Could have been Buccaneers play NFL there for Glazer money. It's a good point as well. Love Fergie, but harsh reality is he's part of our rise and downfall. That Rock of Gibraltar we know story there, lol, Amrabat. But always grateful, good times gave us. Have you been at the Lucky Sing School of English, Suze? Sim saying, I can't believe people didn't know he's on 2 million since he retired.
No.
People don't read the financial report, Sim. Maybe that's why you got 2 Jags and they don't. We were using him to try and bring in players. He was worth it, but now that he has no influence on this generation, the money isn't worth it. ASMR, not quite sure why you said that, Titanium, but big up to you. Huge book selling if he does. I hope it's true. Yeah, sure. The Rock of Gibraltar story exposed his character. What do you think about the Rock of Gibraltar, Yabba?
Yeah, you don't mix the two. I think the horse racing thing it's a dodgy business. Horse racing. It's all about speculation, and the people that win is so corrupt. I mean, I don't want to talk about it in too much detail, but obviously Alex Ferguson was owning horses as well, and Rock of Gibraltar is one of the top horses at the time. And you got to be in the know. Sometimes you got to understand this. Let me just explain this. With horses, they're controlled by jockeys, so you can control. We talk about VAR and referees and corruption, but with horse racing, you can actually, it might look like you're pushing the horse, but really you're not pushing it that much. So you can decide where you can finish, I believe. And I think that's why the horse racing industry is so corrupt. And when I hear Alex Ferguson involved in it, or Michael Owen and everything else, they're the ones who get speculation tip-offs and understand in the know. And the punters, regular punters, are losing money. Like my dad, he used to bet a lot, and he would never get any inside scoops or tips like that. But these guys at the top, they do. You know, all the Irish with the racing and everything else. He's saying, I'm not saying anything controversial. It's just common. It's logical, makes sense. You know, and I'm not really happy about the horse racing business. I think it's an elite kind of business that needs to be investigated more, because the races are controlled, and you're getting normal punters. People, they have this scheme about betting and how dodgy betting is, even though betting is everywhere and advertised everywhere. But a lot of people get addicted to betting, and when you're betting on horse racing, for example, which clearly a jockey can control, and you can get tip-offs saying don't win this race, because if you keep winning races, your odds are going to be come like the big race. Your odds are going to be down there. So if you lose a few races and hold back, the only people who know how good you are, the trainers and the owners. Do you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the big race, you might rather than being 7-4, you might be at 14-1 based on your form. That's how it is related to your form. So that's why you can go into a big race and say, right, now I'm going to put big money on him. He's going to win this one. We're going to let him live. We're going to let him perform this time around. You know. So I just think it's very corrupt, and I just don't like the idea of mixing sports like Fergie was while he was managing the club, involved in horse racing. I thought that was really out of order at the time, and obviously with things that are coming out of it about it now, I don't think it's fair. So it's a bit like maybe that you can't, like Nice, you can't own a club, Man United, and still own Nice, that sort of thing. It's what would you call that? A conflict
of interests.
Yeah, conflict of interest, that sort of thing. So I was very upset with Fergie when he was dabbling in that sort of seedy world of horse racing.
Well, I think that this is a good point, Tyrone, because it was basically, without being crude, it was about horse cum. Like the Rock of Gibraltar had won so many races that it was seen as prime breeding stock, and they could, I think, like they rented him out for like 30 million a pump or something. Like there was huge money in it. That's why they fell out, and Ferguson essentially forced the sale of Manchester United. And don't forget, like the Manchester United Supporters Trust before this was it was called something like Manchester United Fans Against Murdoch because of that Sky takeover. Like people were always like after Manchester United, and like I always think that it's the great taint on Ferguson's legacy, this horse breeding rights, because it kind of got the Glazers in. And when you look at the state of Old Trafford now, like that's nothing to do with like Ten Hag or Jose Mourinho or poor manager appointments. It's essentially because the Glazers didn't like invest money in the club. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that before we leave.
I remember one of the guys' names was John Magniak. What was the other guy's name? I can't remember the other guy.
Magnus and Magnia, something like that.
Oh, John Magnus and Magniak. That's it.
Yeah.
I think they were Irish, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah. It was a sad situation. Obviously, I was quite young at the time when I was reading up on it, but all I know is that Sir Alex Ferguson was really good friends with them. And it just seemed like they were just arguing. It just all came down to money, really, and it did. Yeah, it did expose Ferguson a little bit. Oh, JP McManus, that's it, and John Magnier, that's it.
I thought he was a wrestler, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's just one of them things. You never mix football with whatever you're doing outside. Really, it can become like quite a distraction. So Yeah,
Yeah, it's
pretty much when Glazer's coming in was bad for the club. It always has been. So
On that note, you're saying Tyrone, you're an actor. How do we know you're not playing a role of Tyrone right now?
Oh.
How do we know your name's not John?
or Amy or Lady, huh?
yeah. You've also got about 1 million names, Yabba. It's very difficult to keep up with them.
Who am I? So it's true, actually. I'm the last person who should be saying that.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Lacanoche time.
Yeah.
Lacanoche time.
Do you know how to pronounce that, Tyrone? It's Croatian.
Lacanoche.
Very good.
Lacanoche.
Oh shit!
Oh,
He's better than us.
He's really brought his aim down.
All right, Steph, can we just read out, because we like jokes. Stephanie's got a great joke.
Oh, for God's sake, come on.
That was the classic. It's a classic. So this is Stephanie Griffiths. She said, I owned a racehorse. I would call it My Face, just to hear the spectators come out, shout, come on, My Face, come on, My Face.
That's a good one.
It's a commentator, yeah.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Classic, isn't it?
Classic, yeah. All right. On that bombshell, it is Lacanoche from me.
Lacanoche.
Sorry, Tyrone. Social media.
Brilliant.
T-side 2018.
All right.
Thank you, Tyrone. Brilliant.
Oh.
All right. Big up everyone from Middlesbrough.
Lacanoche.
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 Lacanoche.